So all the Howard imitators now all the Howard Stern imitators don't know what to talk about. So they're all talking about me.
They're talking about your separation?
Yeah, they're talking about my separation. And it gets them in the newspaper. Mancow in Chicago got on some television show and started ragging on me. I thought it was funny. There's not a sincere sound in this guy's voice. But he knows he's my... It's funny when someone builds a whole career as a Howard Stern imitator, you know, and then they ask about me, and then they feign all this anger.
Right.
Like they don't sit there and worship me. You know, all of them now are in syndication because of me. No one knew how to do it. All of them have careers because of me. They can talk on the radio, and they all say the same stuff as me.
Right.
You know, some of them say it a little faster, a little slower. So this imbecile gets on TV and starts talking about me, and he knows he's my bitch. And this is just one example of a Howard Stern imitator talking about. Most of my imitators here in New York, the guys are doing whole shows on me. Mm-hmm. They do whole discussion groups.
Well, it's funny because they usually just do the elements of the show.
Right.
Now they have to do the discussion of our discussions about your life.
Right. And all of them have the same rap. I'm getting old. They're the young guy.
And you should stop so they can take over.
Yeah, because, you know, and they're all beating me. Like Mancow is talking about how he beats me. He was on in Vegas. He syndicated a show in Vegas, off the air in 6 months. Providence, off the air. Anywhere he went up against me, he failed. It's like all over for this idiot. He's one of the worst Howard Stern imitators, and it's just another example of my imitators all needing to speak out about me, as opposed to just saying, my God, I owe my career to these guys. I'll play it for you, and then I'll comment afterward. Or maybe during.
Yesterday, MSNBC, you people at Fox, CNN, the...
He's like a serious...
Wait a minute, this is a young guy?
Yeah. He's the young guy. Sounds like he's 900 years old.
He's older than you.
Yeah. Well, his whole thing is he does my act, but he does it real fast. Okay. So he thinks that's an innovation. He talks fast.
News Network, and many people, Entertainment Tonight, wanted me to comment on something.
Yeah, he finally got Entertainment Tonight to talk to him.
Yeah, they want to talk to him about you.
About me. Everyone's after him for a comment.
Eat his ass.
Well, it eats all their asses, because when they go home at night, they have to...
They think they're so great.
Yeah.
All they do is they're there to comment on you.
What kills me is that our syndication effort, you know, I'm not on in enough cities still.
Yeah.
Like in Atlanta now, there's Howard Stern imitators, and I can't get on there.
Didn't think it was right because I'm part of your show, and I'd like to say it now. A lot of people are talking about Stern and his wife, and they want me to comment. We're on in 23 states. He's never beat me. Yesterday in the Boston paper, they called me the crap.
How do you lie like that? I mean, aren't you embarrassed?
No, it's a disc jockey.
Right. Well, what happened in Providence, Vegas, everywhere? What happens?
Disc jockeys have no pride.
Prince of radio, the heir to the throne, but I don't want it. And
He doesn't want to be the heir to the throne. Then why are you syndicating your show like I do? And why do you do my show?
Leave. Get off
the air. Get off the air, you imbecile.
I have a little bit of class, and I don't like to kick people when they're down.
But
he does my whole show and kicks people when they're down.
But when my father was dying of cancer...
Your father was my bitch, you screwball. Your father had to die knowing that his son was a Howard Stern imitator. They should have shot your father so he didn't have to be disgraced with knowing that his son was uncreative. And your father was an uncreative bitch. He was a little dwarf like you. And you're a dwarf. And you're both uncreative. And you should both die. And when you die, I'll have sex with both your corpses, yours and your daddy's. Your daddy's still my bitch, even in death. Remember that. Because all of my bitches on the radio who imitate me for a living know when they go to sleep, like I'm the master vampire. You're all connected to me. I'm your lifeblood. Your father died disgraced. You're a Howard Stern imitator. Your father knew you were not even creative enough to come up with your own personality, you freak. You midget. What a pussy. When my father died, my father was dying of cancer. Big deal. Your father was a loser.
It was big funny.
It's still funny.
The day of my dad's funeral, he sent somebody there with a phone. He talked about pulling maggots from my father's corpse.
Right.
Oh, that's funny.
I had sex with your maggot father. Your father's full of maggots. So what? Get over it.
He had a Ouija board, and every day they would spend an hour talking to my dad's corpse about me and the gay sex that we had when I was a child.
Yeah, so?
Well, get to it. What have you got to say? You're just repeating what Howard said.
Yeah, in other words, I'm the funny one. Where's your jokes?
Obviously a lie.
Obviously.
Oh.
Obviously a lie. You have to point it out.
Oh.
For those of you who don't know, that's a lie. I don't want to be considered a faggot. You know, it ruins my macho image.
I didn't have sex.
Yeah, I'm the angry Howard Stern.
He wanted to use his saliva on me so I could have sex with my mother because she was probably really turned on after my father died of cancer.
Man, yes.
Is he going to continue? The guy's going to interrupt you.
Yeah, he's going to continue. Wait, let's see what this guy's got to say. He's rolling. So far, he's regurgitating everything I said.
What does he do?
Yeah. Why don't you say something? What was I going to do with my saliva?
You were going to give, I don't know, something about having sex with his mother?
I feel bad that his mother's alive and has to live with the knowledge that her son is a Howard Stern imitator for a living. It's like having an Elvis impersonator for his son.
He turned on after my father died of cancer.
Mancow, we've got 1 minute left.
Mancow.
So all we're going to hear is what Howard says.
Mancow. My daddy died of cancer. Big deal. He was a loser like you. His son was a loser. His son's a Howard Stern imitator. Do something original.
Okay. Ryan White dies of AIDS. That's funny.
Yeah.
Why is he saying that's funny? Well, Ryan, I guess he must have made jokes.
That you did something about it.
Oh, I see. I don't even know Ryan White.
He's done nothing.
Right. So far,
as I can tell, he's done nothing.
well,
You've done everything.
every one of my imitators has to sit and list what I do because they don't do anything original. This is what
I'm finding this very funny. He's got time on TV to showcase himself, and all he does is talk about what you do.
Well, they really don't want him. They really want me on the show, so they got a guy who's my imitator to do the show.